Hi kindergarten, I hope you are having an amazing week. Well, today is an important day. We have so much to learn. We have so much to learn, in fact, that I don't want to forget anything. So let's write down our goals. I'm going to move this. There are 3 things we are going to work on today. We're going to work on some letters. 4 different letters. We are going to go over M, like we did last week, A, like we did last week, and we're going to do 2 new letters, S and T. Today we will practice 3 different words. Let's practice the, is, and he. And then we're going to learn a little bit about story parts. And the story part we are focusing on today is characters. So those are our 3 goals. We're going to learn these 3 things today. Let's warm up with a little song. Remember how we sing ABC and we pause after the N? So there's like a little space here. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. There we go. Thanks for warming up with me. Like I said, we're going to go over some letters. And today, we're not just going to worry about the letters. Saying the letters, we need to write them too. So if you have your notebook and a pencil or a pen or something ready, great. If you don't, pause the video and go get it. Okay, I need to turn to a nice clean page so I can start writing. The first letter we're going over is, what is it? M. Remember, M starts at the top, goes down and across. I'm going to write it on my notebook paper. You look up here and write a uppercase M and a lowercase m. One is just fine today. Here's mine, M. I'm using a pen so you can see it, but pencils are usually the best thing to practice writing with. What letter is it? A. Yes. Uppercase A, you learned this last week. It starts at the top, goes down at the angle. Then you pick up your pencil and do it again. Pick up your pencil and come across. The lowercase a, you don't pick up your pencil at all. Once your pencil's down, it stays down and it goes all the way, finishes your circle, and then comes straight back down. So let me do that on my paper. There's a lowercase a. Remember, you can always pause the video if you fall behind to catch up. Our next letter, and this is the new letter for today. Well, one of the new letters for today. What is it? S. S. S is super curvy. Who has an S in their name? My name has an S. Loose. See? S. S is makes a big curve. So a big S curves. See, it doesn't start on the top line, but close to it. And it curves and it hits that top line and comes all the way down and hits that bottom line. This lowercase s is exactly the same. It looks just the same, but it's smaller. See? I'm going to write out on my paper, big S, small s. Oh, here you go. You can use that handwriting paper you got, or if you don't have that with you, you can use these lines. If you ever see that these lines are just too small for you, you can go on every other line. So here's one big, I'm just drawing on it so you can see it better. See how I skipped a line? You could use this space to practice your letters. That way you can practice them a little bit bigger, like that. That's the letter S. What's this letter? T. T is a tall tree. T. It's tall. Even the lowercase t is tall. T's are tall. So remember that. T's are tall. So uppercase, you go down, and then you cross the top. Lowercase, you go down. Starts exactly the same. And instead of crossing at the top, you cross in the middle. I'm going to write mine on my paper. Uppercase T, lowercase t. How does yours look? See, I wrote one right here in the small, and then I practiced on the big line too. So it goes all the way down, top to bottom, and then crosses on the top for the uppercase T, crosses in the middle for the lowercase t. This is the letter T. Well, letters have names. That's very important, that you know the name of every letter. That's the first thing you need to learn. So if you don't know the names of these letters, practice with your mom or your dad or whoever your learning coach might be. Walk around your house and look for the letters. Look for them in books and on cereal boxes and magazines and signs when you go outside. But you need to be able to look at each letter and say it. So let's look and say it as fast as you can. Did you do it? I can't hear you, so I don't know. I'm going to do it this time. I'm going to mix them up so they're not in the same order. T, A, M, S. I did it. That's what you can do in practice. You can look around and be like, oh, there's an S, there's an M, and then there's a lowercase a. There, right next to a lowercase t. Well, not right next to, there's an R between. There's a lowercase t there too. There you go. Letters have names and they also have sounds. Let's practice the sounds. I know this song. It's from a show called Letter Factory, and it goes, the makes so the letter, so you'll say the letter name, makes the, and you make the sound. The makes the every letter makes a sound, the makes a So let's start with M. M makes a sound like moon, monkey, misses, monster, mustard, marble. Can you think of a word? Nice. Okay. Now let's sing our little song. The M's, wait, hold on. Yep, because the M says the M says every letter makes a sound. The M says Notice I'm not saying ma or muh. I'm just making the M sound. Just Let's try the next one. Ooh, A. We're gonna learn the one of the sounds for A because A actually makes two sounds. Let's learn the short sound today. The A says ah. The A says ah. Every letter makes a sound. The A says ah. Can you think of some ah words? There's one right there. Apple. Acrobat. Apple pie. Apple tree. Apple seed. I'm just saying apple. Okay, there's more ah sounds. But let's see, what else can you think of? Can you think of any ah sound? Any words with ah at the beginning? Astronaut. There's lots of good ones. So ah, let's sing that one again. This is an important sound to know. Ah, kind of, it's like you're scared. Ah, ah, like you're scared of an alligator, because that's another ah sound, right? Alligator. Ah, an alligator. Ah. Okay. The A says ah. The A says ah. Every letter makes a sound. The A says ah. Let's work on this one. This is S. S makes such great sounds. S just makes this sound. Your teeth come together and you make you kind of blow out. Can you make that sound for a long time? Well, let's think of some sounds like S, sun. 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 You hear that? Sun. Then we have snake, slippery, slide, sea. Lots of good sounds. Let's try our song. The S says S. The S says S. Every letter makes a sound. The S says S. Let's sing for this letter. The letter T says T, T, T. Make that with me. T, T, T. The T says T. The T says T. Every letter makes a sound. The T says T. Good. T, like tall, like a tall tree. T, tall. T, tiger. T, teeth. T. There we go. Let's sing the song for all our letters in a row. The M says mm. The M says mm. Every letter makes a sound. The M says mm. The A says ah. The A says ah. Every letter makes a sound. The A says ah. The S says S. The S says S. Every letter makes a sound. The S says S. The T says T. The T says T. Every letter makes a sound. The T says T. Good work! I think we did it. We learned those letters really well. Let's go to the words. Our words are the, is, and he. Yesterday, you might have made some flashcards. You can make flashcards on any kind of paper. You just cut out paper. It can even be paper that something else is printed on the back and you just need to use so you don't waste it. That's a great idea. You might also want to use these little flashcard or index cards. Your mom might be able to get some at the store if you need some, or there's some that I sent home. But these work really well because they're a little bit harder, so they're easy to kind of play with and use. When you make a flashcard, you'll want to write really nicely. I'm going to use a marker so you can see it. And our first card we're going to try is the. These are words that you will read so much, it's going to help you if you could just look at the word and see the whole thing and say the word. The. T-H-E spells the. Say the with me. The. Let's try the next one. Is. Once again. Is. Say it with me. Is. I-S spells is. And he. He. H-E. He. You can put these cards maybe by a doorway, and then every time you walk through that doorway and you see it, you say that word. It's like your password to get through the door. Or you could play different games with the flashcards. Maybe I'll teach you a new game next week. So we have the words he, is, the. You can mix it up. The, is, he. Put the he in the middle this time. The, he, is. These words are really good for making sentences. I actually want to make a few sentences right now. Let's practice using the words while we make sentences about characters. Can we do two things at once? I know you're a great group of kindergartners, so you can. Characters are the people or the animals in the story. Sometimes characters aren't even people or animals, and they're objects. Like in the movie Cars, the characters are cars. In the movie Toy Story, the characters are toys. Pixar movies often have weird things for their characters. It's very fun to have different kinds of characters. What are the characters in this book? Hey, remember me reading this last week? Okay, there are 3 characters that I want to talk about. So this character, who is this character? He is the dog. Did you hear that? He is the dog. Oops, wrong one. He is the dog. We can use our sight words to write a sentence about the character in that book. I'm going to use a capital letter because it's a sentence. He is the dog. Who is another character in this book? He is the frog. I can make a sentence right below. I'm going to use a lot of the same words. He is the frog. Look at our sight words. He is the. Then it tells me what the character is. There was one more character that you saw in the book, often. We saw many, many characters, but common character was this cat. The cat is a girl, though. So we won't use the word he. We have to use the word she. She is for girls. She is the cat. Look at that. We found some characters. Who was the main character in this book? Do you remember? Yes, it was this boy. What was his name? David. He, look, our sight word again, is David. We used two sight words in that sentence. He is David. He is one of the characters in our book. Ooh, look at this book. Whoa. Do you remember this book? There were a lot of characters. There were so many characters that at the back page, they even give you a page of the characters. Look at all those characters. That's a lot of characters. We won't write a sentence for each one, but you see, the characters can be animals, they can be people, and they are who the story is about. So those are characters. Look at us. We've practiced our sight words. Practice reading them and writing them. Lots of sight words. I think we get a check by that. It's probably important to practice characters just for a few more minutes. We have been talking for a long time, so if you need a break, you can pause now. Now is a good time to pause. And then when you come back, we'll read a story. Are you back? Okay. I want to introduce you to one of my favorite characters. His name is Pigeon. He's in a book called Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus. He's also in these two books, Don't Let the Pigeon Stay Up Late, and The Pigeon Wants a Puppy. If you look on the back of here, see there's even more books. See, The Pigeon Finds a Hot Dog. I love that one. And then The Pigeon Has Feelings Too, and The Pigeon Loves Things That Go. These are fun books. They have the same character. They're different books, but the same character shows up in all of them. And he is very funny. So let's read The Pigeon Wants a Puppy. This book is a book where I will read the things the pigeon says, but he's talking to you. So you can yell back at the pigeon and tell him what you think. The Pigeon Wants a Puppy. I really do. Words and Pictures by Mo Willems. The Pigeon Wants a Puppy. One puppy. The Pigeon Wants a Puppy. Words and Pictures by Mo Willems. So he is the author, he made the words, and the illustrator. He drew the pictures. Oh, hello. How are you? I'm fine. Thanks for asking. By the way, do you know what I want? What I've wanted forever? At least since last Tuesday. A puppy! Puppy, puppy, puppy! Oh, don't worry. I'll take care of it. I promise I'll water it once a month. Do we water puppies once a month? No. Puppies need to drink water every day. You don't water it like you water flowers. That's just silly. What? Everybody knows that puppies need plenty of sunshine and water. Oh, I get it. You don't want me to be happy, do you? You don't want me to take a piggyback ride on my puppy or play tennis with it. Who plays tennis with a puppy? You just don't understand. I'm a puppy-loving pigeon. Aww, puppies. How do you feel about puppies? Do you like puppies? So this character, he really wants a puppy. That's what he wants, huh? And how does he feel? In love with puppies. He feels so in love with puppies. But he also feels frustrated because nobody's letting him have a puppy. See? Look how frustrated he is. I want a puppy right here, right now! Woof! What's that? Woof, woof! Is it possible? Have my dreams come true? Woof! How does he feel now? Scared. It's huge! The teeth, the hair, that wet nose, the slobber, the claws. I mentioned the teeth right. I really had no idea. I've changed my mind. I think he's running away from the puppy. I want a walrus. Who wants a pet walrus? He's such a silly pigeon. I just love Pigeon. He's very funny. He's a great character. Okay, I hope you enjoyed learning about characters today because we are all done. Thank you for coming for our letters class. I will see you again soon. Bye, kindergarten.